Okay, so the main fear that people have about technology and artificial intelligence is not how powerful these models will become. It's losing our own power as human beings. It's losing control. We, as the human race, will no longer be in control. And even though we go through ups and downs in life and we fail at things, we succeed, we lose, we love, we still love to be human. We still want to be human. We want to carry on. And the main fear is that we are going to lose control. In this video, I want to explain to you how I maintain my sanity, my peace of mind, while simultaneously using technology to my advantage. Now, I have to make a confession. I have to be totally honest because I know that by sharing my own story and experiences, you can relate to it. My brain has used to be a graveyard. I have been to very dark places in my life. Mentally, spiritually, physically, I've had depression, anger, fear, anxiety, worries. I've dealt with loss. And I'm grateful for all of those experiences because without those times, I wouldn't be so happy. I wouldn't be as happy as I am now. I wouldn't be as calm as I am now. I wouldn't be as compassionate as I am now. I wouldn't be the person that I am. And I have a kind of unique perspective because I came to Thailand to be a monk on a very specific program. And I attained levels of peace and happiness from those experiences that I've never felt before in my life. And then the smartphone came out, social media. It destroyed my peace. I became addicted to social media just like everyone else. And it's still very much a challenge for me to not use these devices, to not use these systems. However, I believe that I am starting to crack the code. Instead of using AI and technology and all these screens and all this stuff as the operating system, make your attention the operating system. Your attention is what is valuable. Your attention is what is holy. Your attention is the very thing these advertisers, these companies want. It's what people want. And this is a fundamental part of being human. They say how you do anything is how you do everything. So without getting spiritual, because not everyone is into that, or at least that jargon, that rhetoric, simply just do one thing at a time. So if you're ironing your clothes, just iron your clothes. If you're reading a book, just read a book. If you're drinking your tea, drink your tea. If you're working, work. Don't think about other things going on. Focus your entire attention, your energy, your intellect, your heart in that one thing. And try to organize your mind so whatever you're doing, you're not preoccupied in your past projects. You're not worried about your future projects. Because if you have a million things going on in your head, everything's going to be chaotic. And the end product, the end result is not going to be very good. So try to be disciplined in the way you live your life. Create a plan, an action plan to regain your attention. So for example, most of us have to work with our computers, right? Or even our phones. If you're on your phone, you're using your computer, use it. But you need to give yourself breaks. You need to take mental breaks where you say, I'm not checking my phone, I'm not using the screen, I'm not answering people. I need to recharge my mind, my body. And you need to be clear about what you're doing. It can't just be, I'm going to try to use the phone less. You need to say, okay, I spent 30 minutes working on my computer. Now it's time to close it and do something healthy. Go outside, play a sport, look in the sky, whatever you like to do. But you need to give yourself breaks. This brings me to my next point about rest and sleep. Relaxation and sleep. Sleep is the most important thing in the world. We spend 1/3 of our life asleep. So the quality of your life depends on the quality of your sleep. Most of us think that we start our day when you wake up in the morning. That's not true. You start your day when you go to sleep. And when it's time to rest, you need to go to sleep. Rest. Put your phone away. Don't check it. And give your brain an hour to unplug from all of that stuff. Another thing is, just because we have all these tools and technology and we can put a prompt into AI and it can make something so fast, don't forget just to physically write on a piece of paper. Make yourself a journal, draw a picture, and give yourself that creative space to think without technology. Because how can you use technology to make you more creative if you're not creative in the first place? You have to first develop your creativity, your sense of self, your focus, and then you're ready to use technology. But get to the basics first. Another thing is, just because we have all these tools and we can put a prompt into AI and it can make something so fast, don't forget to physically write on a piece of paper. Make yourself a journal, draw a picture, and give yourself that creative space to think without technology. Because how can you use technology to make you more creative if you're not creative in the first place? You have to first develop your creativity, your sense of self, your focus, and then you're ready to use technology. But get to the basics first. Another thing that I find very strange and which I've had to analyze is that it seems like the more I use technology, the less compassion I really feel. And it's because my attention was hijacked by algorithms. And so we need to reclaim our attention. And by devoting that time to yourself, you're giving love, you're bringing love back to yourself. And then by doing that, then you're ready to give love, to give good energy. How can you give good energy if you don't have it yourself? And at the end of the day, you can call it meditation, you can call it thinking. Let's call it the art of doing nothing. Just do nothing. And it's very hard to do nothing, especially nowadays, because we don't have to do nothing, right? We always have a distraction at our disposal. And ask yourself, how do I feel? Analyze your feelings. Do you feel uneasy? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel on edge? Don't forget your feelings. How do you feel? And go into that, whatever it may be. It could be overwhelmed, it could be irate, it could be whatever it is, overly excited. Just be aware of that. So finally, tools don't give you meaning. It's not a prescription, it's not a magic wand that's going to make you successful and it's going to make you be able to do whatever you want. These are tools. Tools will help you find meaning. So use these to your advantage. Breathe, and then you can build. Then you can give. Give to yourself first and become solid like a mountain so that you're the type of person that people can count on. You're reliable. Your presence is reliable. Your energy is reliable. And then magic happens when you are able to take who you are, your intelligence, your intellect, your creativity, yourself, and amplify that using AI, using tools. Because the shift is happening and a lot of people seem to not really understand how fast this is coming, how fast this is happening. And I myself really struggled with the fact that part of me hates technology. Part of me just wants to be in a forest meditating, and that's the human part of me. But I've kind of have come full circle, and I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot about this. I stay up to date, and I've realized that it's really exciting. But we are all grappling with this at the same time and figuring out that the world is about to change. The world is changing, and we can either live with fear or we can embrace it. We can be brave and we can optimize ourselves. We can make life easier, not only for us, but for others. And that, my friends, is what meaning is all about. The Western mind, sometimes we think of Buddhist philosophy as selfish, like you're just focusing on yourself. But in fact, how can you love anyone else if you don't love yourself? So it seems like it's selfish to pursue your own transcendence or something, but in fact, it becomes something completely selfless. Yeah, that's what I want to say in today's video. And the other that it's never too late or too early to find meaning. Children are never too young to learn to know themselves. And we're never too old to overcome all of the things that have made us suffer. In other words, the possibility of being reborn is available to us at all times. Thank you for listening to this video, and I'll see you in the next one.